Montgomery Bell is taking dead aim as they come to the final furlong. Captiva, Landry all over, trying to get her to carry that for the final 16th. Montgomery Bell surging, she's lugging in though. Captiva trying to hold on. Montgomery Bell, one final move. Captiva wins the Oaks in a nail biter.
1997, yes, just 5 years ago it was Captiva and rider Rob Landry winning it for trainer Roger Atfield. Roger has two in here today. A victory this afternoon would tie him for tops all time on the Oaks list with trainer James Day. So that's a look at his 1-2 punch of Winning Chance as well as Alpha Heat. They're at 7-1. This is a race for the ladies. What about one of two ladies on top? Chantel Sutherland getting the mount here, Jim, with Mulroney.
Well, Mulroney has done very well, and obviously the connections are showing a great deal of confidence in this young woman to put her up in this $500,000 event. She has been the rider of this horse in some important events this year, and I thought she has ridden this horse very well. And importantly, Jason, she has been getting along with this horse very well in the morning as well. And I've often cited Chantel's contribution in morning workouts, and I think we'll see it pay off one of these days in a matinee performance. Hopefully for her, it's today.
Might be. We'll find out in just 9 minutes from now whether or not Mulroney can get yet another stakes win. I do believe it would be actually her first. We'll see. Let's take a closer look now, Jim, with the post parade.
Well, we have two here for Roger Atfield and Team Stronach. The number 1 horse is Winning Chance. And, of course, Team Stronach won this race in '99 with Touch Dial. We have Slade Callahan riding this individual. Rode this horse just last Sunday, as a matter of fact. The 1A is Alpha Heat. David Clark, a 2-time winner of this race, will handle this one for Roger Atfield, who, of course, has won this 3 times. And Alpha Heat will be coming from a wide post, although the horse is the number 1A horse. The number 2 is Halo Alfari. And we have Todd Cable aboard here. David Bell is the trainer. He is also part owner with Willie Hauer of this individual, currently part of the entry at 6-1. There's the 2B, Silver Knifey, owned by Richard and Joe Ellen Shaw. And Dave Bell trains this one, and we'll see if Mickey Walls can't get it done. Runner-up in the race last year with a Bell horse. The 2Y horse, Tacky Affair. Remember, you get all 3 of these for the price of 1. This one is ridden by Emil Ramsamy. Mike and Nick Nazawenko own this one. David Bell trains. Here's the number 3 horse now. This is Bright Night, and Gail Castleman is the trainer. She's also part owner along with Charles Sullivan and John Mitchell. And Rob Landry, who has knocked off a couple of nice wins in this event, has the mount. There's Chantel Sutherland, and she is riding Mulroney for the owners of this one. The Wings of Erin Farm, Les Roberts, Tommy O'Keefe is the trainer. The 5 is Ginger Gold. She is the heavy favorite right now, and rightfully so. Richard Dos Ramos is the rider. Sid Attard is the trainer. And the Jim Dandy stable of Mel Lawson. They've been around Ontario racing for decades. We wish them good luck. The number 6 is Gone Too Far. Hot rider Jim McElhaney. You can't underestimate his contribution today aboard this one for Reed Baker. And George Farr. By the way, he's using silks that go all the way back to 1964 when his dad's uncle, later Mel, won. And he kept those silks for this particular event. And here's Distant Roar. We know these silks well. The Sampson Farm. Mark Frostad trains. They've won the last 2 Oaks, the last 2 plates, and when it comes to the big events, here they are. The big difference today, Jason, 10-1.
That's right. That's very rare for a Sampson-owned horse and a Frostad-trained entry as well. We're just 7 minutes away from race number 7. We've had an upset already today in the World Cup with Croatia knocking off Italy. Perhaps the upset tonight with Tyson and Lewis, and maybe one here today. A couple horses to keep an eye on. You ask? Well, let's check back in with Stacy and Sandy for those two.
Well, Sandy, you had a chance to talk to Emil. He's riding Tacky Affair. What did he have to say about his mount today?
Well, Emil said this filly has to run her best race ever to beat this field today. His concern is maybe going around 2 turns for the first time, but he said she is the type of filly that will relax, so he's planning on getting her relaxed just off the pace and make that one run.
We're taking a look at her now warming up, and she certainly does look nice and relaxed. Another jock that you had a chance to talk to was Jim McElhaney. Now, he rides Gone Too Far. What did he have to say about his filly today?
Well, he said he doesn't think it was a fluke that they beat Ginger Gold last time, who was the favorite in the race. You know, the 2 distance races from last year, he said that she just wasn't training as good as she is right now. He said she's training dynamite. He worked her a mile the other day, and he had lots left. He's looking forward to this race today.
Some nice insights there from the riders in this race. Jason.
Stacy, we're just 6 minutes away from race number 7. It's the second running of the Labatt Woodbine Oaks, the 47th running of this race. Overall, $500,000 on the line. Who will get the lion's share? We'll find out as our special telecast from Woodbine will continue after this.
CoverGirl Tasha, that lashful girl, said there's no way I'm gonna comb and then curl. CoverGirl Triple Mascara gives you the wow without the work. A special triple action formula thickens, separates, and curls in one quick as a wink step. Curly, lashy lashes without the kitchen sink. Triple Mascara, it's wow in a wink. Triple Mascara, thicken, separate, and curl. Easy breezy, beautiful CoverGirl. Now in waterproof.
Cut your lawn for $5.
You bet.
Cut your lawn for $5.
Deal.
Cut your lawn for $5.
Sure.
Sanders likes mulch.
Honda's fuel-efficient and low-emission lawnmowers are so easy to use, you just may find yourself looking forward to cutting the lawn.
Mrs. Spot.
Our annual yard sale is on. Now's a great time to buy.
Vector, fuel up.
See? Tarangos are shaped perfectly for dipping.
You don't have to be a genius to see that Tarangos are the perfect shape for dipping.
Welcome back to Woodbine. The anticipation mounts. We're just 3 minutes away from race number 7. It is the running of the Labatt Woodbine Oaks. They'll make that run through the lane and down to the finish line right here. Who will get there first? That's the big question. Right now the public is thinking Ginger Gold. Let's go back upstairs into the grandstand and visit with racing analyst Jim Bannon for his video version of what might happen in today's race.
Well, Jason, a couple of things to look at here. First of all, no one in this field has run this distance before, so that's important. And another consideration, the purse is $500,000. You might recall this venue. We just had the plate trial at 9 furlongs recently. And let's take a look at just how this race might go. Remember, the first thing is getting out of the gate for Distant Roar. That's going to be very important. And by the time they hit this point, they have about 6 furlongs to go. And there should be a lot of speed types in the race, and you want to watch velocity. Listen to Dan Loisel as he details how quickly they're going. Ginger Gold's vital there, and I wonder if Distant Roar will have that type of positioning by the time they hit the first turn. As we advance now, just 3 furlongs from home, you can see that Mulroney, who likes running on the rail, will probably be down there and looking to make an advance on Ginger Gold and Distant Roar. And as we sort of advance now to the top of the stretch, a quarter mile to go, such a vital part of the race here. Are there newcomers? You bet. On the outside, here comes Gone Too Far with a good move. Ginger Gold clinging to that piece of real estate in front and hoping to hold it all the way. Some fringe horses back there as well, hoping to put their name in the books of the Labatt Woodbine Oaks. And as we come this last crucial quarter mile, how will it go? Will it be Ginger Gold holding on to the lead and showing her supremacy? Will it be the good training job of Gone Too Far that gets the spoils? And what about the girl jockeys in the race and Mulroney or Distant Roar? It'll be very interesting at the end. It's a day for show me, because we've had the Epsom Derby already today, the Belmont coming up, and we're on the eve here of the Labatt Woodbine Oaks, Jason.
Just 1 minute away. Here's a look at the up-to-date odds as the horses get set to load into the gate. Winning Chance, Alpha Heat coupled in the wagering at 7-1. Ditto for the Bell entry at 9-2. Even money now on Ginger Gold. Second choice remains Gone Too Far. She's at 5-2. And if the Samson Farms are going to have the natural hat trick, they're going to do it upset style at 12-1 with Distant Roar. The final word, Jim, goes to you.
I think the way the race will be run is very interesting. We have very worthy horses in this race, but if they go too quickly up front, it could set it up for a closer, and we'll see if Ginger Gold can buck that heat and stay the trip, or will Gone Too Far benefit from that training regime of Reed Baker.
Okay, we've set it up. Now it's time to send you up to floor number 6 and the voice of Canadian Thoroughbred Racing, our track announcer, Dan Loisel. Danny, I know you're keeping a close eye on Distant Roar.
Certainly are, as Tacky Affair is about to load, and after she gets in the gate, Distant Roar in that outside stall, the last to load, ridden by Laurie Goulas. Went in quietly. They're at the post. They're off in the Labatt Woodbine Oaks. Distant Roar a little awkward from that outside stall, and Ginger Gold aggressive out of the gate. And Mulroney tackles her to the inside. Distant Roar tackles her to the outside as they move in front of us for the first time. And Ginger Gold, Richard Dos Ramos trying to get her to relax out there. Distant Roar comes on the outside to take the early lead. It is Distant Roar through an opening quarter mile in 22 3/5 of a second. Midpoint of the clubhouse turn, Ginger Gold on the inside and Distant Roar on the outside. Mulroney has settled into third now, back 4 lengths off the lead of Distant Roar. Then we have Gone Too Far, who's out of trouble on the outside, fourth. One of the gray fillies in here, Winning Chance to the inside, fifth. Tacky Affair is a sixth, and Halo Alfari is seventh. To the outside, Alpha Heat is eighth, then Bright Night and Silver Nithy 46 1/5 of a second. A hot pace here, and they have a half mile to run, and Ginger Gold has inched away to a length and a half advantage on Distant Roar. Gone Too Far, keeping Ginger Gold in her sights. Here comes Winning Chance with a rail skimming run. Mulroney begins to back away a bit. It is Ginger Gold, 2.5 furlongs from victory in the Oaks. It is Ginger Gold as they come to the quarter pole. Gone Too Far being roused on the outside. Winning Chance is toward the inside. Ginger Gold, Winning Chance tries to slip through at the rail. Gone Too Far is on the outside, but it's Ginger Gold. And it's Ginger Gold who has put this field away as they hit the final furlong. Ginger Gold has the lead. On the far outside, closing late, is Silver Nithy. It's down to the 2 grays. Ginger Gold, and here is a Canadian champion, Ginger Gold. An outstanding performance to win the Labatt Woodbine Oaks. Silver Nithy was second. Alpha Heat closed to finish third. Then back to a Bright Night and the trailers under the wire. Man, oh man, take me on and I'll beat yous all. That's what Ginger Gold said this afternoon.
The Grays were 1-2 down to the wire, but make no mistake, the champion is back. Ginger Gold holding off all challengers through some very quick splits. 3/4 in 11-2. The final time 151-2. Ginger Gold is the unofficial winner of today's Labatt Woodbine Oaks. Folks, stay with us. We'll have post-race reactions and more when we return.
If you think switching to satellite is complicated, well, Simple Satellite from Star Choice is exactly that, simple.
With Star Choice, you get the entire system, free installation, free lifetime dish maintenance, and free dish installation if you move. You also get 2 months of our Ultimate Choice Plus programming. Unlike those other guys, we throw everything in. It works like this. Just $199 up front minus a $100 programming credit means the whole system costs you just $99. $99 takes care of everything, except the popcorn. Know what else? Switching to Simple Satellite is simple too. Call 1-888-STAR-430 right now. $99 Simple Satellite. It's the best deal ever, and it's only from, you guessed it, Star Choice, the company that treats you like a human being instead of a barcode.
So go ahead, pull the plug on cable with Simple Satellite. You have a choice. Star Choice.
Call us right now at 1-888-STAR-430 or visit a participating retailer. Come on, you know you want to.
Back at Woodbine, where this huge crowd on hand is still buzzing over what they saw moments ago, Jim. A nice front-running effort by Ginger Gold. Now, the pace was hot up front. She got a little tired in the end, but that had to be expected.
Was expected because of the conditioning factor we were talking about. Sid Attard did a marvelous job to have this horse ready to win this particular event. When this horse came back to him this spring, she was way behind schedule, and 6 weeks ago it was doubtful that he could have done this job, but what a miraculous turnaround. Now, a couple of things here. You have to feel great for Richard Dos Remus. It's his big day. Also, you have to feel for Patrick Husbands, who rode this horse in the last 2 races, and I thought did a pretty good job as well.
Certainly, second was Silver Nithy. We'll catch up with Mickey Walls in a moment, and third goes to Alpha Heat. Alpha Heat surprised me, Jim, for a horse that was relatively inexperienced.
You know, I saw her down the backstretch, and I thought she was struggling. She was starting to overheat, but she did kick in, and I'm sure if Roger Atfield had just a little bit more time to get her ready, he would have had an even better result. David Bell, for the second year in a row, finishes second best, and Ginger Gold at even money. These silks are very famous in Canadian racing, the Jim Dandy silks of Mr. Mel Lawson. There was a poignant moment in Ontario racing back in mid-80s anyway, in 1984 with his individual Let's Go Blue, and there was an inquiry. The horse finished second in the Queen's Plate and did not get put up, but this horse is a very worthy champion, and Mr. Lawson has been a great supporter of racing in these parts for many years.
All right, Jim. Well, second place is certainly nothing wrong with that. You won this race in '99. Mickey Wallace, thanks for stopping by. What about your trip with Silver Nithy?
I had a pretty good trip. I wasn't expecting to be that far back, but I knew the pace was going to be fairly decent. My filly, she made a big run at the end, and I just couldn't quite run down the winner. She ran her best race today, the winner, and she was on her game. When she's on her game, she's tough to beat.
Ginger Gold now a multiple stakes winner, a little more experience. I think your filly is getting better as she goes on further?
Yeah, that last race when she won really kind of picked her head up, and she came back to work extremely well. And I said to Dave, I said she's finally starting to grow up and get into herself, and she'll be a nice little filly down the road.
You think you'd like to take another shot perhaps at Ginger Gold in the Bison City if it occurs there?
Always.
All right, good luck. Thanks for stopping by. Mickey Wall, second best on the day, Jim. Not bad at all considering that he ran into a bear by the name of Ginger Gold.
Well, second best for the second year in a row. A very good race, and horses that are developing quickly. You wonder with the second place finisher, Silver Nithy, will she be even better for the second leg? It was a race that her dam won, but the attention today is for the winner, and this is Ginger Gold, last year's champion 2-year-old filly in this country. And Jason, let me throw this back at you. She still has that crown beside her name, and you know what that means.
Definitely. She's eligible to take on the boys 2 weeks tomorrow in the 143rd edition of the Queen's Plate. Now, conditioning-wise, you talked about that. I'm not Sid Attard, but I'm thinking it might be a little too much for her to come back and then go 1.25 miles against the boys. But then last year, Dance Through the Dawn was able to do it.
And other ones also. And this horse looks like she has the making of a really good horse. I mean, last year she was just head and shoulders above the girls, and she was better than the boys in the 2-year-old division as well. This year, she struggled early. But that last race pointed out with the progress when she was second best to one of the best 3-year-old fillies in North America that she was going to have her own way with this particular crowd. But you can't underestimate the role of the owner here to persist with this horse. Sid Attard doing a great job. Richard Dos Remus measuring out that energy, especially with 3 furlongs to go when everyone else was coming. So it's a great combination effort today, and I think Canadian racing is much the better.
Certainly is. What about the comeback story? We know this season in the NHL playoffs, the talk has been Forsberg as well as Saku Koivu, both teams obviously out now. But what about the comeback here of Richard Dos Remus? We talked about the injury, the opening days of the racing meet, and now he's sitting on top of the world.
Well, he's not a kid anymore, and when these incidents happen, you have to leave it up to the gumption of the individual, and Dos Remus showed that.
Okay, back to the winner's circle. We'll get some winning words from Stacey Clark-Rogers. Stacey?
Well, some jubilant winners here in the winner's circle. Jason, winner of the Canadian Labatt Canadian Oaks. Sid, you must be just enthralled with her race today.
I'm very, very happy. I almost cried.
It's a big race for her now. Everybody wants to know, coming after a good performance today. She's just coming into herself. What about the plate?
We're just going to play it by ear about that. There's a serious 3-year-old fillies who are probably going to shoot for that, but we're going to play it by ear. It's not official yet.
Okay, we'll take your time with that decision and enjoy your win. Winning rider Richard Dos Ramos, a big day for you, Rick. Look at this. You came out. You didn't ride all spring. You made all your money back in one race.
It seems that way, yes. I'm very happy. Stacy, I'd just like to thank Sid and Mr. Lawson. They kept in touch with me all the time I was hurt, and they called me every time I had a doctor's appointment, and I told them hopefully I'll be ready for the Oaks, and he told me she was mine just whenever you get back.
Okay, well, let's talk about your race this afternoon. You went to the lead early. You kind of pressed the pace a little bit, but you certainly had enough horse.
Well, I decided when we talked to Sid and Mr. Lawson that I'm just going to let her run out of there and just see how the race unfolds. And she settled for me nicely, and then that was it from there. She just kicked on home.
Okay, well, a good win here for both of you. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Stacey.
Winners of the Labatt's Canadian Oaks, Richard Dos Ramos, Sid, and Ginger Gold.
And she did it in style as we watch her stroll about 2, maybe 3 lengths to the good Jim. I know she was getting tired, but man, oh man, perhaps if she saw Nithi coming, she probably would have kicked in again.
Well, you know, Jason, in this classification, horses aren't asked to run much beyond 9 furlongs in their career. It's a very demanding distance. The boys go 10 furlongs in the Queen's Plate, but I thought she did everything well, and I think one of the major components in racing, as we look at the happy recipients there of the various trophies, is that horses that have middle speed in this game, in other words, they can kick in the middle of the race, they are the important runners that essentially go on to be great broodmares and sires, and in this instance, that tactical advantage was Ginger Gold's. Sure, the pace was weakening a little bit at the end, but not that much, and the middle move that I think Dos Ramos used was the key here to the victory.
What about some of the more disappointing efforts? To every side of the story, you have a good and a bad. What about Mulroney? What about Gone Too Far, and perhaps even Tacky Affair?
Well, as for some of those individuals, Mulroney had very good positioning. She just did not kick in today. I noticed on the backstretch that she had overheated somewhat. And listen, horses can do that. They come in and out of season, these fillies, and that might have happened to her. Gone Too Far, I thought she had a perfect trip. She moved at the top of the stretch as if she was going to be a real challenger for Ginger Gold, as you look at Mrs. Gomez there to the right with Mel Lawson. And then just right at the end, boom, she just sort of went one pace when everyone else was charging. Certainly Silver Nithi coming very quickly, and Alpha Heat, maybe really the story of a developing horse with a pedigree to run longer by Alphabet Soup, who in 1996 here won the Breeders' Cup Classic. So it's a day when we celebrate breeding as well as these horses individually, and these horses have pedigrees to go on and be even better at longer distances and be good for a long time, and I think that's good for Canadian racing.
I guess it's only appropriate that those colors, once owned by Let's Go Blue, capture today's Labatt Woodbine Oaks. Let's now add it all up and take a look at the money details. Ginger getting the gold, $4 to win. Silver Nithi was second. Alpha Heat runs a big one to round out the triactor, which pays $57.30. The exactor of Gray and Gray is $15.50. One final timeout, but there's still more ahead. Final comments and a wrap of today's Labatt Woodbine Oaks following these.
Sports Central with Darren Drager, Sundays at 6 on Rogers Sportsnet Ontario.
This riveting game of croquet didn't start with a review of the formal rules, or even the creative placement of the wickets. No, it began just a bit earlier at Canadian Tire, when someone showed a distinct interest in the game.
She's a natural. Yeah, she is.
Or at least the game pieces. Funny how where you end up has a lot to do with where you start. Canadian Tire.
Can you see what's so special about the Ron Synchro? It's the first shaver whose head moves from side to side, so it captures more hair and cuts closer, only it moves so fast you can't see it. But you can hear it. And to keep it feeling like a new shaver every day, here's how to clean it.
Cut your lawn for $5.
You bet.
Cut your lawn for $5.
Deal.
Cut your lawn for $5.
Sure.
Sanders light mulch.
Honda's fuel-efficient and low-emission lawnmowers are so easy to use, you just may find yourself looking forward to cutting the lawn.
Mrs. Spot.
Our annual yard sale is on. Now's a great time to buy.
Paging Dr. Norris. Dr. Norris.
When lives are on the line, you rely on the specialized training and expertise of real professionals. People who use the tools at their disposal to find out what's wrong and fix it. But even with years of experience, it's not always easy. Appearances can be deceiving, because even though this isn't a hospital, this is a surgeon. He just operates on cars.
Paging Dr. Norris. Your car is ready.
CarQuest, the professional choice.
Welcome back to Woodbine as we get set to close out our Labatt Woodbine Oaks special here on Rogers Sportsnet. Let's take a look at the final order of finish. Gold, Nithy, and Heat stealing the headlines. Gone Too Far, not a bad race, finishing fourth. Bright Night rounds out your top five. As for the other five, disappointing effort this afternoon by Distant Roar, Mulroney as well. Winning chance was eighth. Tacky Fair and Halo Alfari, two of the three for David Bell, finishing sixth and seventh. Back down to the turf course, Jason Portwando along with Stacey Clark-Rogers and Sandy Holly, who didn't get his ninth win. Can't believe you won this race 8 times. We'll get to you in a second, but Stacey, the lady came through with what we expected her to today.
Certainly Ginger Gold was exceptional this afternoon, and it was really a great day for Richard Dos Remus. I mean, to win the Avelino Gomez Award on the same day that you win the Oaks, I couldn't have asked for better. I'm sure that Richard couldn't have. I'm really happy for the whole connections.
No doubt the entire Dos Remus family going home with a big smile on their face tonight. Well, you've won this race 8 times before. You probably could come out of retirement and still win a couple more. What did you think about her performance?
Well, you know what, it was a tremendous performance. She redeemed herself with 2 seconds earlier this season, and then coming back with this win, she really redeemed herself. She looked like her old self from last year.
If you were trainer Sittard, would you take a shot at the plate?
It's a really tough decision. You know, you have the bonus of winning the Triple Tierra, or you go for the Queen's Plate. I'll tell you, when they dangle $1 million in front of you, though, it's tough to turn down.
All right, the only way to find out is keep it here on the net, June the 23rd, for Canada's crowning jewel. Jim, what about you? Ginger Gold, very impressive today, so the start of one Triple Crown threat. Perhaps today we'll conclude one in Belmont Park in New York.
Well, Jason, it's a great day in Canadian racing for sure when you have people such as Mel Lawson rewarded for a lifetime investment in the game with his Ginger Gold winning. Sittard, of course, just after his brother Joe passed away last fall at the top of his game, winning the Addo Mile last year. And then, of course, the Labatt Woodbine Oaks today. Big day for Richard Dos Remus, as well as Stacey mentioned. And I think it was a great day that racing served up for people in general. We started with the Epsom Derby, 222nd edition, with High Chaparral winning that event. We've got Ginger Gold in the winner's circle here, and there's only one piece of that trifecta left, and it's coming up at Belmont Park in just a little while. We'll see if we have a Triple Crown winner there.
In about 3 weeks from now, Jim, Canada Day, can we expect perhaps the fireworks at Fort Erie, a rematch between these two?
Well, it can only get better because these horses are all developing at this point, and we'll see them on the stage again, thank goodness.
Okay, and the second leg of the Canadian Triple Tier once again will be at Fort Erie Racetrack. It's the Bison City Stakes. Fireworks once again this afternoon here at Woodbine. It would turn out to be an all-gray affair, and the gray getting the gold was Ginger, to the delight of rider Richard Dos Remus. That will conclude our coast-to-coast coverage of our special here on Sportsnet. Thanks for being a part of it. For racing analyst Jim Bannon, track announcer Dan Loisel, Sandy Hawley, Stacey Clark-Rogers, and the entire team here at Woodbine, I'm Jason Portwando saying so long from Woodbine, where Ginger Gold crowned the Queen of the Oaks.